Hello guys, it's Susanna here. Well, I've come on here with, it's been a while and yeah, it's probably like I looked on my YouTube channel and it's like been 11 days since I've done a video. So, but it's been busy, as you know. My mother-in-law passed away and so we went to visit Dad and help with funeral arrangements and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I thought I'd better get back into it and show you a few bits and pieces. I'll talk to you about this in a minute. This is the Salvage Chronicles Stitch Club from, I got I thought I just want to have a look at one lot of Salvage Chronicles that Sherry Iris has, and here are her threads, which I got from the the summer celebration one as well. So I'm going to probably stitch and do a few bits and pieces with that, maybe put it onto my Roxy Journal of Stitchery pieces. Yeah, so we'll just see how we go. In my last video that I showed you, where are we? Got this, I'm going to stitch that on with. This is the thread that I got from when I was in Sydney. When I had showed you the gathered pieces, I've got this really big piece of, it's a tablecloth. It's quite big. I'm just going to make a like a lap quilt or whatever. We'll see how we go with it. It might grow. I'm at the moment they're up to doing the background stuff and I just am not sure what to do. So what I'm going to do is, like, I really love this piece and I want to incorporate these really cute pieces which I have, like I found them in I think my husband may have bought them home from an op shop and someone has lovingly stitched these down and they're beautiful. They come with, hang on a minute, I've got these other little pieces. They came with these. So I think it might be part of a little quilt or whatever it was, and I think this was part of it as well. So I'm going to incorporate these bits and pieces in with my gathered pieces, this is gathered pieces. So I just thought that this quilt piece, which is a gathered piece, and I think that's probably going to be a prompt, but I'm not sure. So I have no idea what we're going to do, but these are the pieces I want to incorporate. So I was thinking, like I've got that in there and that was sort of like background. This is the background, but I'm going to have to put other bits and pieces on. So I've got this bits and pieces I want to put on. I really love this. I may not, our little pet, I won't use that. I may stitch this down. I like the little boy and girls, so if we have a that somehow might be incorporated in a prompt, that might go down a little bit further down. I'm just wondering, I got this from Purveyor. See, it goes beautifully with that. I was thinking, where are we? Whether I could probably put a piece of this. Might have to move that. Okay. Underneath here somehow. Okay, bits and pieces, because the colour goes, so it's sort of working on my background. I might use that, and I might even cut out, keep that bit in because it's a bit marked. So just look. Might cut that there. Yeah, this is from Purveyor. Gorgeous vintage fabric of some sort. It looks like it might have been on a quilt or something because there's quite a few indented layers, like whether she unpicked it from a quilt or whatever. So I wouldn't mind sticking that underneath there. yeah, it's just not really hard to know what to do. So I'll just probably put some bits of fabric and incorporate that in this piece. So there we go. Put that underneath. Underneath there. I think I need to fix that up. Have that. Ooh. May not have it as big. So and whether I have such a big piece, I don't know. It does, like that colour green just looks so beautiful with this colour green, looks really nice. So massive piece so far. So with things like that, I was thinking, where have we got, you know, like something like, you know, a bit of a doily that we can put over there to sort of blend out that straight bit. Or, you know, have it on the corner like that. Yeah, it is quite a big piece. I may cut some of that off because it is big, but I do like it. Yeah. Okay. What I might do is go snip. And I might incorporate this bit of fabric throughout. So that piece could probably go somewhere else. Got this gorgeous piece, which is a Sanderson, which, you know, that goes really well with that, goes really well with the embroidery as well. So, but for now, I'm just going to stitch that down. And maybe, you know, it's working on the background. And invisible stitch that down. Don't know whether I put this above or underneath. Got this piece here. There's that edge. I think I might put it over the top. There we go. And just add a few little layers here and there. So this is just sort of getting a bit of a colour swatch thing going. I might need to be bigger. What else we got? I'm sure, because I showed you a whole heap of doilies and stuff. This is a what is it from my looks like a tea cozy, but the colours, see, that works really well with that. So sort of, you know, it is straight, you sort of want to get rid of the straightness of it. So got this. It's so pretty. Now I think that's probably all I'll do for now. It's going to be fairly colourful with lots of different doilies, different colours. I love that fabric, it's so pretty. So this is really nice. I wonder if that'll work. Such a big piece. Having that underneath, like coming down. On the edge or something. I don't know. I've got to get rid of that. Put it that way, like here. So I could probably just get small small pieces of fabric. I've got my little bag of bits and pieces here, so that's pretty retro, very bright, not quite. I love this, and that works, doesn't it? That matches the other quilt. Might even put that in the other corner, I think. We'll just see how we go. Something just fell on the floor on my pin cushion. So yeah, definitely need to soften that edge. What else we got? What else we got? Got this. Isn't that gorgeous? So, you know, yeah, but for now, what I'm thinking of doing is maybe just getting squares of fabric. I've got some bits and pieces over here, which I bought. And I'm thinking that might work. And that, oh, that's pretty. Is that too light? Well, those three will work. Maybe I can tea dye that one. That looks like a Kath Kitson. And they're from Deb. Dolls House Vintage. That's really nice. Looks nice on both sides. So, let me sit down for now. Yeah, what I was thinking of doing here, I've got bits and pieces. Here's Sherry's threads. Where are they? These ones. This. These were gum nut yarns, which looked really good with it. Where are the other ones? They've disappeared on me already. There's another. There's two more, and they were just sitting there. Oh well. Yeah, like a green and another colour. So yeah, so I wouldn't mind making something, you know, like I might incorporate this into here, or I was thinking I wanted to do some, like this is Sherry's box pouch, and I wanted to make some more box pouches, and if in that latest thing that she has been showing that how she does like slow stitching and stitching fabrics and bits and pieces together. So I was thinking of maybe using these that from her salvage and stitching it together and making a box pouch, and maybe having that on there as well, and stitching with her fabrics. So I was thinking of doing that. So, but for now, I'll be using my very colourful background. I can't believe they've just disappeared. They were right here. Go on. Unless you're on the floor. I'm sitting underneath. Oh, here, see, there you go. Two more. Aren't they gorgeous? Really pretty fabrics. Okay, so there's some more of these type of things which I'll be sticking on and covering, but for now, let's see, hopefully I'm in camera. Oop, and I'm sitting on my bag of fabrics. So many of them. So for now, I'm just going to be pinning down and see if we can try and make this not so, you know, blocky. And I'm thinking some of this, it's gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to grab the bit with the frayed edge and on a nice big chunky piece. There we go. Maybe there. And I'll probably use that throughout as well because I think it is beautiful. So hopefully this will look. I'm going to go as high as I can. It's really hard to know where it stops. Pull this down. There we go. And come in here and maybe, oh, bango. Come in. Cover some of that. Okay. Really hard to know what to do. That might get covered by, you know, something like this. I think that'll help that. Just to soften that. Where's my pin cushion? There it is. Yeah. I think so. And have it partially on here. So that's doing a little bit of the background. Then I'm going to get another big flower, I think. Made in the United Kingdom. Oh, it's pretty. Or do I add just that? Have a bit of this and just a little bit of that in the corner. So we're getting a bit of the cream, which is what I would like. There we go. Okay. Some of that off. What about like that? That might work, but it's fairly low. Cover that a bit. What I might do is just cut a little bit of that off. Oop. So it goes on there like that. Now it's, yeah, here we go. Needs to come over a little bit. So hard to know to get things right, isn't it? I like how it's got just a bit of a plain colour. So you still have that little embroidery down below there, but you got a bit of colour. Now where's that little doily that I thought would be nice to help cover that bit? So that sort of like brings that out a little bit. So that's just a little bit of background fabric. Okay, and then yeah, I just want to cover that, and it softens some of that too, so it's not, there we go, I think that's better. We just got this, and we're getting rid of that really dark flower. I love these, and that softens that bit, so that's sort of bit of background. And on here it would be really nice to probably, if we get a prompt that requires some writing or whatever, I can write something along there and stitch that down. So yeah, so there we go. That's sort of a bit of a start to sort of doing the background. I'm probably jumping the gun, I'm sorry, Rachel and Sarah, if I am, but I'm not sure what to do, because I wanted to oh, here we go. I wanted to do the this, you know, this piece, this embroidered piece, and have that as a, you know, using up bits and pieces, so that's sort of like my background. So yeah, I'm sure it's going to fit in, and you know, they shouldn't be too mad at me, I hope. Yeah, so pretty. Yes, this is going to take a bit to sew this down. I'm going to have to maybe get the iron out and sew those down. It'd be nice to put something in the middle of those, like a little French knot or bead or whatever. So there you go. That's what I've got so far, as far as background goes. It sort of softens that edge a bit. I really like the idea of putting something in there, so I'm pretty sure we'll probably have a some sort of writing prompt or something that will, you know, lead itself up to that, I think. And I can also put something here, and you know, a bit later down the track have a bit of something else. So I think that's sort of heading in the right direction of where I want to go. Yeah. Got a bit of this too. See, that's really nice. So that's a bit, it's floral, but it's space. And so what I've saw with the pieces that they showed me, you know, you can stick bits and do gathered bits in between. That's why I want to have a little bit of, you know, space. It goes really well with what I've got down there. So I might get a piece and put a piece here, maybe sticking out. But then I'll need to soften that somehow, so I think I'll just stick to what I've got here. I might, and sew that down, get that, you know, here's me starting, because it's quite a big piece of tablecloth. Still got all of this left to do, so making a start at a bit of a colourway and something that I can do. And I could probably still use some of that other fabric. I do like this, but I've got some lighter stuff down below I could probably use it with, rather than having to dye it. But tea dyeing might be nice too, because the other stuff seems to be a little bit more, you know, in the creams. Yeah, and a lot of the stuff that I've got is in the cream, so maybe I dye this one. I think this is a Kath Kidson. So it still works though. White works with cream. So yes, I want to make it into just a pretty, you know, using your pieces. That's what I think this is supposed to be for, using the gathered pieces that you've got. And I'm going to be using some, you know, I've been wanting to use this somewhere for quite some time, so I'm glad that's getting used up. And even, you know, on these bits here with the prompts, because they're blank space, so we'll be able to probably do some prompts or writing or whatever it is, you know. And I've got, you know, blank space here as well, so yeah, just making a little bit of a start on where we want to go. I'm quite happy with that. So cute. Hang a minute, I'll stand up and show you. Oh, really hard to see. Hang a minute, let me have a look at, see if I go out. There we go. What do you think? And here's the embroidery. So I think, yeah, I think that's quite good, a good start. Love the stripe. You know, that might be really good at this piece here to start. It's got the end and it's got this on the bottom, so, you know, that's quite, it's going to be a nice like lap quilt that I use some of my beautiful finds that I've gathered up. So yeah, so that's the background of what I'm doing, and be interesting to see the first prompt and, you know, what we're going to do. So I'm hoping I'm doing the right thing. If I'm not, it's unintentional. I don't, you know, mean to step on any toes. And yeah, so I just yeah, I'm sort of unsure of what I'm meaning to do. So I suppose, you know, there's no rules and regulations to a certain point. You don't want to jump the gun, you know, you want to stick to what they're doing. So I yeah, happy with it so far. So everyone's doing something a little bit different, aren't they? I love Sarah's idea of having the tablecloths at the back of it. I think that's a great idea. I think really nice. I've got some really nice tablecloths that I might even use as the back, that I think would work really well. So okay guys, well, thank you very much. I'm just going to sort of potter and do some stuff in the background and maybe stitch my Sherry Iris bits and pieces, whether I turn it into one of her bags, you know, because I want to put some bags up the top to put our bits and pieces in. I didn't get to give Corinne hers because I didn't make it. When they were all there on the Sunday night, you know, the phone got handed around and I got to chat to all the girls, which was really nice. So and yeah, the funeral was lovely. It was a real nice memory of her life, you know. So it you know, as far as funerals go, it's always a little bit sad, but it was lovely to meet up with people and just celebrate Mum's life. And yeah, so it was nice. So thank you very much for everyone's well wishes and for being patient with me while I had that time off. And I will see you around. I'm working on a project at the moment that I've sort of fallen behind a bit, which I'm going to do a workshop. So probably within the next week I will show you that. Yeah. Anyway, enough yabbering. I will catch you a little bit later. Thanks for watching, guys, and good luck with your gathering up all your pieces for this lovely Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. Bye.